being a hypnotherapist, I was a hypnotherapist for about how long? 15 years before I became a stage hypnotist.
Yeah.
And when I became a stage hypnotist, my skills went through the roof, like just completely different. It was a completely different way of doing things. And the biggest thing I learned is creating phenomena.
Yeah.
Like phenomena tells people like, oh
Yeah.
shit, something's happening. And that's where change really starts to have a big impact.
And as I said to you before we started recording, I came from stage the
Hmm.
into the hypnotherapeutic, and the first training courses I went on, I felt like I had handcuffs on, or a mouth gag or something like that. It was like, let me create, let me do, let me, and it's like, no, this is the way you do. I'm like, no, it
the
doesn't.
the the way I see it is hypnosis is a science and an art. You know, we've got scientific data.
Yeah.
100 people can learn hypnosis, but you are going to get the Da Vinci's, you
Mm.
know, that are great artists and can do things that no other hypnotist can do. They can create phenomenal results. And that comes from the art of
Yeah.
hypnosis rather than the study. And some people will never, ever achieve that. And some people that have been in 2 minutes will create amazing things.
Yeah. Let's say, don't do hypnosis, perform it. It's a
Yes,
theatrical
it
performance.
is. It's a
And it's,
performance.
yeah, it's an immersive. When you come into this room here with me, you're entering a stage, you're entering a play, and it's an immersive show. You're part of it.
And I think
And
something that might be interesting for newer hypnotists or therapists is when we do stage, we have our pre-talk. And if you speak to any stage hypnotist, the pre-talk is the most important part of your performance. The pre-talk starts at the first poster they see. You know, my first poster is the dog, you know, or used to be the dog hypnotizing someone. That is part of my pre-talk.
yeah,
Everything I do up until them coming on stage is vital. So, for hypnotherapists, everything you do on social media, your website, everything, all of that is your pre talk. Every
yeah.
email you send out before the consultation is your pre talk. You're preparing people, you're priming people for the result.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm actually doing a presentation at the UK Hypnosis Convention this year on the power
Hmm.
of pre-talk and how to
Yeah.
craft your pre-talk. Get your pre-talk right, the rest is done.
Do you know what? I had a lady come to see me years ago, and she walked through the door and she said, "I have been." She had a terrible fear of needles, like, and it had got so bad that she'd never had like jabs, nothing. Um, and she said, "I want to get rid of it," and she was really bad, and I was like, "Whew, this is going to be a big one." And then she said. I told myself by the time I'm 30, I want to be gone with this. And I said, when are you 30? She said, next week. And I thought, this is going to be the easiest
Yeah,
session I have ever done. And
yeah,
it was. And
yeah,
I actually recorded it. I think I've got it on YouTube. I recorded it. Easy,
yeah.
easy.